So why don't you care for it?
I don't think it necessarily really pertains to the industry. I mean, the magician lifting the box or the box is floating up on the skid. Well, the reality of it is in the trucking business, you wouldn't triple stack a skid on your dock anyways.
That's good to know.
And also, they made the facility look too clean. That's not a real trucking terminal. I would rather see guys on forklifts moving freight up and down and workers on there instead of, what was there, a couple maids?
Flight attendants, I think.
Okay, yeah, flight attendants. I mean, I'm not sure how the flight attendant, is that flight attendant taking care of the customer like they would be serving you a drink on the plane, or I don't know.
Seems like the shipping industry there are some specific rules that you have to abide by, and it's not to say it's simple, but it's straightforward.
Yeah. What they call it, OD lifeguard?
Yeah, well,
So
that's what they call
this. Lifeguard, they're always watching over your product or your goods.
I guess. And maybe it was because there's just a lifeguard in the spot. There was like a lifeguard at one point.
Yeah, that's right. You have a lifeguard inside that would be the dispatcher. That would be called the, that would just be a dispatcher. And there's always an office or a room that overlooks the dock. And supervisors walk around checking to make sure the dock workers are doing what they're supposed to. And believe me, I know. The reason I got into the trucking business, I worked at Yellow Freight's corporate while I was in college, and then to make extra money in the summer, I was a Local 41 Teamster at 20 to 24 because I worked on their dock out by the Chief Stadium. So I've loaded trucks too. So I've done it from loading trucks to being a supervisor, driving a forklift, to being a sales rep.
I kind of had the impression that maybe, when we talk to the people from Old Dominion, they're very proud of what they do, and they
are.
It's
a family-owned company too.
They're really, really proud. So why would they not show the realities of the trucking world? Like show a real, the real scene that you're talking about. Like why would they try to make it so abstract that?
I would rather the video be George, the midnight dock supervisor who's been there 15 years, a picture of him making sure that crate was taken care of and loaded properly, than a flight attendant or a magician lifting the skid up on top of something else. I don't know. That's my opinion.
And I don't know, this is just my opinion, but their promises kind of, tagline, I think makes sense because it is essentially a promise when you're, when the goods leave your dock and they're getting on a truck, there is a promise that it will get there on time with little or no breakage.
It's really not a tangible product. I can't put this glass in front of you. You can't touch it. You can't feel it. You don't know what it's made of because you're providing a service. So with that service, there's got to come a trust or a promise that you're going to provide what you're presenting. And I think that's kind of what separates the competitors. Once the customer tries it or tastes it, then they decide if they want to come back for more. That's the same thing with a lot of the trucking companies. If it's bad and they've got problems, they're not going to use it. If it's good, you got to remember too, with the way the economy is, all the companies that we deal with, everybody has reduced the number of employees they have. So the customers are wearing multiple hats. Not only is the small business, the guy, the president, he might have to go out and wrap the skid at his facility, and he might be the one that has to wait for the truck to show up at 5 o'clock when everyone else has left. So they're all wearing many hats. So unless you're going to make their life easy and their life simple, they're not going to want to do business with you. As we would say, user-friendly, right?
Perfect. Awesome.